Today, Mommy and
Ava
are reading a golden oldie, Garfield to the rescue. I totally loved Garfield when I was young, and he's always so clever and cute.
I love Garfield, but he's lazy.
Who can't love Garfield? But it is created by Jim Davis and written by
Jim Kraft.
All right. And what was it illustrated by?
Brett
And Larry
Fence.
Yes. It's very small. What year did this one come out? This is 2002, but Garfield is a golden oldie. He really is.
Only dogs don't like watching Garfield.
All right, let me zoom it out a little bit. Okay. One afternoon, Garfield was playing Squash the Dog outside with Odie when a van stopped and a strange man jumped out. "What a nice doggy and kitty," said the man, patting the pets on the head. "Would you like to go to the park with me?" Garfield backed away.
"We don't go with strangers."
"I'll give you these," the man continued, holding out a handful of pet treats.
"I'm not hungry,"
replied Garfield.
"Gee, I can't believe I said that."
Odie stepped up to sniff the treats. Suddenly, the man grabbed Odie.
"Drop that dog!"
cried Garfield, clutching Odie's tail. But the man yanked Odie away, causing Garfield to tumble backwards. Then the stranger tossed Odie into the van and drove away.
He dog-napped Odie.
Oh no!
Dog-napper, help!"
shouted Garfield. He chased the van as far as he could, but Garfield, being a fat cat, that wasn't very far. That sounds like our cat, don't it?
Yep.
Garfield collapsed on the sidewalk. That's what we say about our cat, that he collapses when he starts to get up. As he was catching his breath, Zeke, a neighbor's cat, walked by. Garfield told Zeke what had happened.
"That's bad,"
said Zeke.
"Sounds like the work of the pet man." "The pet man? Who's that?"
asked Garfield.
"The most notorious pet napper of them all,"
explained Zeke with a shudder.
"He steals all kinds of pets, and their owners never see them again. They say he has a hideout near the docks. Smart cats stay away from there." "Thanks for the advice,"
said Garfield grimly.
"But this smart cat has to rescue a dopey dog."
Oh no. The dockyard district was a jumble of dark alleys and grimy warehouses. It was such a tough neighborhood. Even the rats were afraid to go out at night. One old warehouse seemed deserted, its windows boarded up, but inside were rows of cages filled with sad, frightened pets. The pet man's van rolled into the warehouse and was greeted by an evil-looking Doberman. The pet man dragged Odie from the van. "Look at this mutt, Pitch," the pet man said. "He's got a face only a flea could love. I'll be lucky to get $2 for him." He shoved Odie into a cage. "If I can't sell him, maybe you'd like to eat him, eh?" The pet man laughed loudly. Pitch grinned at Odie and licked his lips. Oh no, poor Odie. Odie rested his chin on his paws and whimpered softly.
"Polly wants a cracker,"
someone squawked. Odie looked up. A parrot in the next cage was speaking to him.
"Sorry, I don't know why I said that,"
the parrot explained.
"But I can't seem to help myself. I hear things and I repeat them. To be honest, I don't even like crackers, and my name's not Polly. It's Tia. But everyone calls me Polly. I can't figure it out."
Odie stopped sniffling and smiled weakly.
So, how do you like being petnat?
Asked the parrot. Odie gave a long, mournful howl.
I know just what you mean,
said Tia. Meanwhile, Garfield was crisscrossing the dockyard area in search of Odie. He approached a rat lounging on a street corner.
I'm looking for the pet man,
said Garfield.
Know where I can find him? Maybe not.
said the rat.
What's it worth to you? I don't have any money,
replied Garfield.
Well, what do you have? I have an idea,
said Garfield.
You tell me what you know, and I don't use you for a chew toy.
The rat gulped.
That sounds fair.
According to the rat, the pet man's hideout was in an old lasagna factory somewhere close by. Using his pasta-sensitive nose, Garfield was able to locate the building in no time. Garfield pried one of the boards away from a window and squeezed through. He crept through the factory until he saw the rows of cages.
Odie, old pal, I found you, cried
Garfield, rushing up to Odie's cage and hugging him through the bars.
Dolly wants a cracker,
squawked Tia.
We're having a special moment here, if you don't mind,
said Garfield.
Oh, I said it again, didn't I?
replied Tia.
So sorry. Listen, you better get out of here before the pet man returns. I'm not leaving without Odie,
replied Garfield.
Where's the key to these cages? In there,
said Tia, pointing to a door.
On a hook beside Petman's bed. There's just one problem. What's that?
asked Garfield. And there they are, seeing each other in the cage. Suddenly, Garfield heard a low, sinister growl.
Never mind,
said Garfield.
I think I can guess.
Garfield turned and found himself facing Pitch's menacing fangs.
Gee, what great teeth,
said Garfield.
You must floss regularly, huh? Well, I love to say, but you probably have to eat a car or something, so I'll just run along.
And run Garfield did. Pitch chased him over crates and conveyor belts, under pipes and pulleys, and all around the factory. The fat cat had never run so fast. But then he had never been so frightened. In desperation, Garfield leaped high and grabbed the end of a chain dangling above the floor. He swung like an orange pendulum while Pitch circled below.
Now what?
thought Garfield. He noticed that the chain ran up to a pulley, then down to a winch nearby, and that gave him an idea. He inched higher on the chain, then called to Pitch.
Hey, flea bait, you're a disgrace to dogdom. You couldn't catch a fire hydrant.
Enraged by Garfield's taunts, Pitch jumped high into the air, his jaws snapping shut on the chain just below Garfield. At that instant, Garfield threw himself at the winch and yanked the control lever. With a screech, the winch spun into action. The chain went up, taking the surprised Doberman with it. In moments, the dog was hanging by his teeth 50 feet above the floor.
Dogs, they're so easy,
said Garfield as he scampered away. There he is with his little smug look. Oh my gosh, look at all the animals. There was even a rabbit and more cats, and is that like a hamster or something?
I think so.
Garfield fetched the key from the pet man's bedside and unlocked the cages. The grateful animals spilled out.
Pally wants to thank you,
said Tia.
Tia wants to thank you.
She stretched her wings and flew away. Oldie gave Garfield a big slappy kiss.
Save the sentiment,
said Garfield.
Come on, we've got to get out of here before the Doberman drops in on us.
With Garfield and Oldie in the lead, the animals rushed toward the exit.
We're in luck,
shouted Garfield.
The Petman must be an absent-minded menace. He left the door open.
And then the door slammed shut. Oh no. Going somewhere, my pets? The pet man had returned. What's this? said the pet man, staring at Garfield. The fat cat who didn't want to play with me. Did you come to visit your friend? Well, I promise to make your stay as unpleasant as possible. The pet man picked up a piece of broken pipe and advanced toward the cowering animals.
I'm warning you, pet man,
said Garfield.
I bruise easily.
Suddenly, a siren blared outside. Come out with your hands up, a voice called. The pet man froze. The cops, he gasped. I've got to get out of here. The pet man burst out the door and raced past his van, heading straight for the river. He dove into the water and swam away. Look how scared all the animals are.
Yeah, and Garfield's protecting them all.
Garfield and Oldie peeked outside. There was no sign of the pet man. In fact, the street was deserted.
What happened to the police?
Wondered Garfield. At that moment, Tia flapped down beside Garfield.
Pally watched a lot of police shows,
said the parrot.
Freeze, Hairball.
And she began to imitate a police siren.
It was you,
cried Garfield.
You scared the Petman away. You're a hero. Takes one to know one,
replied the parrot, and Oldie barked in agreement.
Thanks,
said Garfield.
Now follow me. Nice pets like us don't belong in a place like this.
With Garfield in the lead, the pets marched away from the docks, happy to be heading home. Oh, that was cute. The end. And thank you to everyone who stayed for the reading of Garfield to the Rescue.